Do, do, do. Yeah. What's up, everybody? We got Tyler, Will the Whiskey Man. Hey, man, what's going on, man? Bourbon Spartan. Hey, Kalani, what's up? Miss Shikori, what's going on? Best of Bourbon. I'm excited about tonight's cocktail. I know most of the folks out there are big bourbon enthusiasts, but we're going to be diving into some stuff tonight. We're going to be getting into some tequila, and I'll talk a little bit about some tequila and some Green Chartreuse, which, man, Green Chartreuse is delicious. Nashville Bourboner, what's up? The Speakeasy Wheat, what's going on? Rivera, what's up, man? All the way from SF. Wait. American Whiskey Podcast. Dude, I'm so glad to finally see you again on here. I know you haven't been feeling well. Glad that you're back. Chef Will V, what's going down? Super jealous of all your Portland adventures that you've been going on. Had some pretty epic pours, man. Andrej. I probably messed that up. Bone into the Future. What's going on, man? So tonight we're going to be making a Rodriguez Sour. This is in my book, so I know it's good. Actually, I've made it a million times. It's one of my wife's favorite cocktails that I make. And it's tequila, green chartreuse, pineapple juice, lime juice, and a jalapeno simple syrup. So we'll be talking a little bit about that jalapeno simple syrup tonight. But I'm telling you, man, this is a great cocktail. It's super good. Man, all right, I'll give it a couple more minutes and then we'll do it. Chef will be no whiskey tonight, man. I'm sorry, no whiskey tonight. We're gonna be talking tequila, we're gonna be talking green chartreuse, but we're gonna be doing a good cocktail, I promise. The Real Grease? What? Wow, I feel super honored that the Real Grease is on this right now. That's amazing. Chef will stick around, man. Stick around, I promise. I'll make it worth your while. You'll learn a little bit of something tonight, I promise. Maybe. I don't know. You are a chef. You probably already know all this stuff. Dude, Real Grease, I want to party with you. You know, I wish I could be as cool as you. You drive around in your car and just create content and Instagram stories that is just unreal. I mean, expired Bed Bath & Beyond coupons, random gloves. I mean, you can't make this stuff up, man. You can't make this stuff up. Yeah, we are going to be getting into cocktails tonight. I'm going to be showing everyone how to make a Rodriguez Sour. I'll give you guys a little bar preview. This is my book. It's all my notes and recipes. This is backwards, but we got tequila, green chartreuse, pineapple juice, jalapeno simple syrup, lime juice, and then I got my ice and stuff over there. So this is, this is basically what you need. Just this right here. The jalapeno simple syrup is probably not something that you can just whip up. Could you make regular simple syrup? You could, but that jalapeno simple syrup is really going to dial it up for sure. Backyard Bourbon, welcome. All right, so no ice bag tonight. Okay, seafood eater. We're not doing any kind of crushed ice. Will the Whiskey Man, Green Chartreuse is where it's at. Oh man, I love it so much, especially their VEP. My goodness, it's so good. So Real Grease, I save all these videos and I post them on YouTube. So the link is in my profile. Bone to the Future, Altos Tequila. Yes, for less than $20, it's an amazing tequila. It's just fantastic. The Reposado especially is really, really good. All right, I'm gonna start wasting time. Let's mount you guys up. So as always, once I get you guys mounted up in the tripod, I am not going to be able to answer any questions or see the comments as they're scrolling. So I'm gonna be walking through the cocktail, doing the build, but I will scroll through at the end and answer any questions that you might have. Woo. All right, so tonight we're going to be making the Rodriguez Sour. The Rodriguez Sour, I don't know how I came across this cocktail. I'm pretty sure if I remember right, I fell in love with Green Chartreuse. I started Googling what can I make with Green Chartreuse in a cocktail, and the Rodriguez Sour popped up. I forget the bartender that made it, but if you Google Rodriguez Sour, you'll see a million recipes for it. They're all the same. They pop up everywhere. It's a delicious, delicious cocktail. So the ingredients that we're going to be using tonight are tequila, green chartreuse, pineapple juice, lime juice, and then a jalapeno simple syrup. And then we're going to be shaking this, putting it in a rocks glass with some ice, and then drinking it, of course. So with that being said, I'm not going to waste too much time. We'll go ahead and get started. When it comes to this jalapeno simple syrup that I concocted, it's very simple. You take 1 part sugar, you take 1 part water, and then what I did is I took a jalapeno and I cut it up. I sliced it down the middle. I cut it up into 4 quarters, and I left the seeds on 1 piece of it. The seeds are what makes it spicy, and so I didn't leave all the seeds in there because I wasn't trying to make it overwhelmingly spicy as much as I was just trying to make it have that kind of earthy tone that you get from that jalapeno, and then have a little bit of kick to it. So that was the jalapeno simple syrup, and you just let the jalapeno steep in there, and after you let it steep in there, you just basically strain it out, strain all the seeds out, and you're good to go. All right, so we're gonna start building this drink. So I'm gonna need a 1/2 ounce of lime juice. So I'm gonna go ahead and get 1/2 ounce of lime juice going on right there. And then for my pineapple juice, we're gonna be putting 1 ounce of pineapple juice in this. And I always use canned pineapple juice. It's super easy, way easier than trying to juice a pineapple. 1/2 ounce of lime, 1 ounce of pineapple juice. Move on to the simple syrup, so the jalapeno simple syrup. And we are gonna do 1/2 an ounce of this. So we got 1/2 ounce of the lime, 1 ounce of the pineapple juice, 1/2 ounce of the jalapeno simple syrup. Now my simple syrup's a little bit darker because I used the Demerara sugar. So it's a little bit more richer, has more of that molasses in it. I tend to like a more richer simple syrup. I just really enjoy it. All right, now let's move on to our liqueurs. So we are going to be using a Reposado tequila tonight. I believe that the recipe, if you go online and Google the Rodriguez Sour, it calls for a Blanco tequila. Blanco tequilas are great. I just prefer Reposado because it has a little bit more spice to it and just a touch of sweetness. I'm actually gonna give this a little try before we get into it. But if you're not familiar with tequilas, not all tequilas are created equal. So what you always wanna look for is you always wanna look for a tequila that is 100% agave. So you notice on this one has 100% agave. Believe it or not, just like there are a lot of regulations in America when it comes to bourbon, there's actually quite a lot of regulations in Mexico when it comes to tequila. Jalisco, Mexico is probably one of the more famous regions of Mexico that produces tequila, and that's for a reason. And that's because they've actually defined boundary lines of where you can actually distill tequila and make tequila. And so that's one of the largest geos that does it. And there's like, I think 40 around it. But in a nutshell, when it comes to tequila, you know, all spirits come off the still clear. So when you're getting a Blanco tequila, the Blanco tequila has to be aged 2 months or less. And most of the time they're not aged at all. They just go straight off the still, bottled, now you got your Blanco tequila. Then when you get into a Reposado, the legal requirements for a Reposado is it has to be less than a year, but greater than 2 months. So if you're following that, they age it for at least 2 months, but they can't age it for more than a year for it to be a Reposado. And then when you get into the Añejos, the minimum age requirement for that is 1 year, but it cannot exceed 3 years. So the Añejos are just aged longer, so 1 year to 3 year. And then when it comes to an extra Añejo, basically it's 3 years or older. But most extra Añejos that I come across, they're usually right at the 3 year mark, or maybe 5. They're really, really good. Oh yeah, so this tequila, this is the Olmeca Altos. This Reposado, there's just such a sweetness to it. Oh, it's so good. It almost has like a honey characteristic to it. It's absolutely delicious. All right, let's pour it in. 2 ounces. 2 ounces of tequila. And then we are gonna move on to our Green Chartreuse. I'm gonna finish this tequila off. That's outstanding. All right. So when it comes to spirits, I think all of us love the story behind spirits. And there, I don't think is a better story behind a spirit than what Green Chartreuse has going on for it. For those of you that are not familiar with Green Chartreuse, this is a whopper. So this comes in at 110 proof, so it's 55% alcohol. I'm actually gonna get a little bit of this too. I love Green Chartreuse. And the story behind this spirit is absolutely incredible. So this is made from supposedly 130 alpine herbs by, I had to write it down, Carthusian monks in France. And no more than 3 monks at a time know the recipe to actually make Green Chartreuse. So they took a vow of silence. They're up there making their Green Chartreuse. They have some secret top secret recipe with 130 ingredients in it. And they're out there making this stuff. And I mean, talk about delicious. Oh, it smells like candy. You get a little bit of a pine smell to it, but it mostly just smells like like candy, like hard candy. Oh, it's just so sweet and thick. It coats the entire mouth. And then you almost get like this herbal menthol sort of finish on the end, and absolutely zero burn. I'm talking nothing for 110 proof. Just, oh, it's absolutely outstanding. So this is going to call for 1/2 ounce of this. And because it's sweet, you know, your sweetening agent is going to be basically coming from, you know, the Green Chartreuse, the Jalapeno simple syrup, and then the pineapple juice, and then your tartness is coming from that lime. We did do a reposado, so it's going to be a little bit sweet. So if you did go with a Blanco tequila, what you're going to get is you're going to get something that's a little bit more towards the earthy side of it. Now with my jalapeno syrup, I tend to make it a little bit more richer, but then when I say richer, it's still a 1-to-1 ratio. So I put a lot of jalapeno in there, and so it's going to have a lot of that earthy tone from that jalapeno. And so I think with all the other sweetness stuff, I made this a million times, it's going to just really balance itself out. Get a little bit more of that Green Chartreuse. All right, now we'll go ahead and add our ice. So I'm doing this just to recap. We are doing a Rodriguez sour. We have 2 ounces of tequila, 1/2 ounce of Green Chartreuse, 1 ounce of pineapple juice, 1/2 ounce of lime juice, and 1/2 ounce of jalapeno simple syrup. Now we are going to go ahead and give this a shake. I'm going to add some ice cubes to this glass. And then we are going to strain this bad boy and enjoy it. It's going to be nice and frothy from that pineapple juice. Strainer. And I'm actually going to garnish this with a jalapeno slice. And there you have it. Rodriguez sour. Oh, I'll get a nice whiff of that jalapeno before I take a sip. Oh, so good. So the thickness of that Green Chartreuse combined with the pineapple juice just gives it such a creamy richness when you take this, such a full, creamy, rich mouthfeel as you take a sip of this cocktail. You have just a hint of spice from that jalapeno simple syrup, but really what you're getting out of it is more of that peppery, earthy tone from that jalapeno that's in there. I'm gonna tell you right now, tastes nothing like tequila. So if you're not a big tequila fan, the tequila is almost non-existent in the taste profile of this. It's more of just a balance of sweet and earthy with just a really velvety, smooth mouthfeel. Man, that's good. All right, grab the phone and answer any questions you might have. Whew. All right, let's go back. Let's see, give you guys a shot of it. All right, let's see. Oh, the Grease. So glad to have you on, buddy. All that tequila. You guys crack me up. No doubt. So Chartreuse will definitely make you lose your bar stool. There's been many a night where, you know, Green Chartreuse is sort of a favorite in the Midwest in a lot of cocktail bars, and that just seems to be what all the bartenders that you're cool with love to open with a shot of that, and they love to close with a shot of it. And man, that stuff will sneak up on you. Chef Ovi, man, you just gotta come over, buddy. Come on. Yeah, client, let's do these on Thursday. I'll be out of town, but we can do them later. Chris, what's up, man? How you doing? So we were using this one right here. So we're using the Altos Tequila. And once again, you always want to look for that 100% agave. That is going to be a key to making sure that you're getting a quality tequila. Fuente Seca Reserve 12-year. I have not tried that, actually. I'm not a huge tequila fan, but I do enjoy it. But yeah, it's good. I debated tonight. I have a tequila blend. Yeah, I can pull it out. Let's see. It's in here. So this bottle right here. So this bottle right here, there's no label on it or anything like that. It's a tequila blend that I did. So it actually has a combination of Blanco, Reposado, a touch of Añejo, and then I actually put a little touch of Mezcal in here as well. So it doesn't have a smokiness like you would expect from the Mezcal, but it's a blend of tequilas that I put together to try to get a lighter profile, so a lighter tequila profile. Wasn't so heavy on it, but still had some characteristic to it. Andy Graham, how did I make the jalapeno infused simple syrup? Very, very simple question. So see this jalapeno right here. So this is about a quarter of what the size are of the jalapenos I bought. And so I made a regular simple syrup on the stove. I basically cut this jalapeno into 4 of these, right? So quarters. And then I left the seeds on one side. So this has no seeds, but I left the seeds on one of these quarters. And then I basically threw it in the pot with all of the sugar and the water. And then I just basically let it steep for a little while and then strained it out. See you, Kalani. Jose Cuervo's 110% agave. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you can have more than 100% agave. All right. Any questions out there? We're making the Rodriguez Sour tonight. So as always, save these recordings. I post them on YouTube. The link is in my profile on Instagram. Deproofed is what the YouTube channel is called, in case you're looking it up just specifically on YouTube. But it's basically, tonight's drink was a tequila-based drink, has a little bit of green chartreuse in it, pineapple, lime, and a jalapeno simple syrup. What is my favorite tequila cocktail? Probably this one, actually. This is probably one of my absolute favorite tequila cocktails that I make. Second to this would probably be, oh man, I can't think of the name of it right now. Well, margaritas, of course. Margaritas are fantastic. Paloma. I love Palomas. So, if you take the margarita out of the mix, I like the Rodriguez Sour, and I love Palomas. Those are fantastic. Bonin, you are welcome, man. Thanks for joining. I appreciate it. Lena, I was making a Rodriguez Sour. So tequila, green chartreuse, pineapple juice, jalapeno simple syrup, and lime juice. American Whiskey Podcast, thanks, man. You are the man as well. You are sipping on some crazy stuff lately. All right, everybody. Grab it. Cheers. I'll see you guys next week. If you have any suggestions or you'd like to see any cocktails specifically made, let me know. Be happy to do it. See you, everybody. Thanks for joining. Appreciate it.